Welcome to HDiiTV. You're now rocking with your boy. Yeah, man, been dealing with a lot of stuff. This has been a bad week for me. We will be having all day football tomorrow. I just have to do some things early, so it may start a little late while the games are going on, so bear with me. Trying to get back healthy. Suffering from bronchitis, and not only that, had that accident, that bad wreck Sunday. So this week just been real bad for me. So I've been trying to get you guys as much material as I can. Shout out to everybody who's still around, still showing the page love. And for those who aren't around and decide to leave, hey, you know, do your thing. Now, the labor organization says Brooklyn Nets violated a federal employment law by suspending Kyrie Irving over tweet. As speculation grows that Brooklyn Nets star Kyrie Irving could be on the verge of his return to the NBA court, a labor organization has charged the Nets with violating federal law by suspending Irving. Irving has missed 8 consecutive games after being suspended for allegedly promoting content many deem anti-Semitic by posting a link to the film Hebrews to Negroes Wake Up Black America on his social media platforms. An independent activist group called the Labor Organizers has filed a charge with the National Labor Relations Board, NLRB, against the team, alleging Irving's suspension violated federal labor law and the league's collective bargaining agreement, the CBA. Under the Uniform Player Contract and CBA, a team could terminate an employment contract by first following the waiver protocol, the charge says. The Brooklyn Nets' indefinite suspension of the employee is a tactic to avoid compliance with the waiver protocol. If the employer followed the waiver protocol, Irving's contract with the Nets would officially end and his free agency period would begin. The NLRB is due to investigate the charge against the Nets. Sorry about that. Got a bunch of mucus. Sorry about that, people. Irving received what many deemed a harsh set of conditions to fulfill by the Nets before he could return to play. Among them was meeting with Jewish leaders. Jonathan Greenblatt, CEO of the Anti-Defamation League, told the New York Times he is yet to meet with Irving, but did meet with the Nets guard's parents. He said he doesn't know if Irving has met with any other Jewish leaders. I want to be clear, I've not spoken to Kyrie directly, spoke to members of his family. I've spoken to his friends, spoken to the NBA front office. I've spoken to the Nets management. I've spoken to the Players Association, so a lot of different stakeholders, if you will, Greenblatt said. Greenblatt added he would be willing to sit down with Kyrie this afternoon or any point in time. Recently, more NBA executives and current and former players have come to Irving's defense, stating he is not anti-Semitic. Though he previously said Irving still had work to do, Nets Joe Tsai was among the chorus of voices confirming Irving is not a hate-filled person. Clara and I met with Kyrie and his family yesterday. We spent quality time to understand each other, and it's clear to me that Kyrie does not have any beliefs of hate towards Jewish people or any group. Tsai tweeted on November 11th. Irving, who has said he couldn't be anti-Semitic because he knows who he is, hasn't commented on his possible return. His latest activity on Twitter to retweet a quote from legendary poet Dr. Maya Angelou on Thursday, November 17th. Stand up straight and realize who you are, that you tower over your circumstances. You're a child of God. Stand up straight. Hashtag Maya Angelou, Irving wrote. Let's see. So yeah, of course we know they violated every rule in the book and what they did to Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving should have never been suspended, like I told everybody. But people love to listen to the media. With this happening, a lot of people who are black, I'm not finna say of color, who are black, because nobody else give a damn about our problems but want us to care about they soft ass problems. Like it said, I believe that the organization should get fined. I believe the organization and the owner should get fined for violating that federal law, and they should violate them for the way they've handled everything. It's been terrible. It's been horrible, to say the least. Now, 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 when we look at the situations, right? Why was this blown out of proportion? We know why it was blown out of proportion. Joe Tsai doesn't run the Brooklyn Nets. The NBA does. And this all allegedly. But they were upset at Kyrie Irving because everybody knows because of the jab. And I'm going to go a step further because he left LeBron James. There are three fan bases that are the biggest fan bases in the NBA. That's the Boston Celtics, the LeBron James fan base, and the Los Angeles Lakers. He left two of those three fan bases. What do you think's going to happen after that? The media is going to do everything in their power to destroy him. And they've done such, but it's backfired on them. You got guys like Shaq coming out who had the movie in his own theater. Now, 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 Jews have too much power. Jews account for approximately 0.2% of the global population, and yet anti-Semites believe that this tiny minority is not only a quest for total world domination, but is already in control of banks, the media, industry, government, even the weather. As recently as March 2018, a Washington, D.C. city council member chimed that the Rothschilds family, a Jewish family known for a bank they founded in Frankfurt, was controlling the climate to create natural disasters they could pay for to own the cities. Jews have also been blamed for economic crisis from the Great Depression to the 2008 recession. Now, At the core of this strain of conspiratorial anti-Semitism is the belief that Jews do not deserve to have power, regardless of what values they may stand for. Jews who pursue or occupy leadership roles in elected office or other stations of public life too often are deemed conspiratorial, rather than commended for their investment in concerns of the collective. The myth of excessive Jewish power also relies on historical claims of Jews controlling global affairs. Jews are cast as manipulative and conniving schemers who work in the shadows to advance an evil agenda. Anti-Semites often position themselves as truth tellers, whose mission is to unmask a supposed insidious Jewish plot to take over the world. Sorry about that. Anti-Semites blame social ills on baseless notions about Jewish power. The Rothschilds family, for example, has been targeted with conspiracies after their Frankfurt bank grew to prominence in 19th century Europe. These misguided condemnations have had less to do with the family or its behavior than with millennia-old stereotypes of Jews as disloyal, greedy abusers of power. In 1846, for instance, a political pamphlet circulated across Europe falsely alleging that a patriarch of the Rothschild family used insider knowledge to profit from the Napoleonic Wars. The pamphlet was pseudonymous. I'm messing that word up. I'm sorry. Pseudonymously authored by Satan. In America, the Rothschilds have been blamed for instigating the Civil War, plotting to assassinate Abraham Lincoln and later JFK, and controlling the economy. Ideas and fears about Jewish power were codified in the early 20th century with the publication of the Protocols of the Elders of Zion, an elaborate forgery, reporting a supposed meeting that never occurred. Tsarist secret police in Russia first circulated portions of the protocols, purported to be leaked minutes from secret meetings of Jewish leaders who were conspiring to take over the world. The protocols falsely revealed a purported Jewish plan for global domination, how they would take over the industries, infiltrate governments, and use their stranglehold on the media to advance their hidden agenda. No such meeting had ever occurred, and the document was pure fiction, an elaborate forgery. Nevertheless, the protocols attracted much attention, was translated into multiple languages, and was disseminated around the world. The protocol and its portrayal of an international Jewish conspiracy heavily influenced Nazi ideology. Nazi propaganda in the German tabloid Der Stürmer detailed the Jews' secret plans against Germany. The secret goals of the Jewish people are laid out in the Protocol of the Elders of Zion. They contain the Jewish plan for world conquest. The Jews will fight without pity. We must also fight without pity against Pan-Jewry. The Jewish people must be exterminated from the face of the earth. The text also gained traction in the United States among much noted anti-Semites as automaker Henry Ford, who published a series of anti-Semitic articles based on the protocols in his weekly newspaper, in which he would eventually republish in the book The International Jew. By 1925, the first of many Arabic editions of the protocols emerged in Cairo. Since that initial publication, it has endured as a bestseller and, according to historian Norman Stillman, has remained widely available in bookstores. From Casablanca to Baghdad to this day, praised by political leaders of the Islamic world. The protocols laid the groundwork for modern conspiracy theories about the reach and influence of Jewish power, that the wealthy Rothschilds family controls the world banking system, that the Federal Reserve is under the thumb of Jewish financiers, that Jews control Wall Street, that Jews plotted terror attacks, and that Jews have fomented global conflict and war. Today, in many parts of the world, the protocols remain widely read and accepted as fact. World leaders such as Recep Tayyip Erdogan of Turkey or Mahathir Mohamad of Malaysia still blame a sinister Jewish conspiracy for their misfortunes. The protocols is featured for sale at many book fairs across the Arab world. The Islamic Republic of Iran and its proxies peddle the protocols as a sinister form of statecraft, enshrining it as policy and using it to justify their irrational hatred for Jews around the world and for the Jewish state. Such anti-Jewish prejudice arguably is one of the modern Iran's most impactful and far-reaching exports. Language and conspiracy theories from the protocols still creep into the modern lexicon in tweets, social media posts, newspapers, and out of the mouths of public figures and elected officials. Now, in the dark corners of the internet, on white supremacist websites and in underground chat rooms, promotions of the protocols and the notion of an international Jewish conspiracy functions as a kind of perverse social currency. Globalists function as a code word for Jew, the cosmopolitan elite, a stand-in for wealthy and erudite Jews accused of acting against the common man to install a new world order. So, if it's not true, and at times this myth is invoked unintentionally, some might not realize the historical roots of such anti-Semitic conspiracies. Such ignorance is one of the reasons we must educate ourselves and each other about harmful social myths. We also could take action to show where we stand. When alt-right trolls took to targeting Jewish users on Twitter by adding three parentheses around their names to suggest an echo or reverberation of Jewish power and destruction. Some non-Jewish Twitter users place triple parentheses around their own names in acts of solidarity. The great irony of the myth about Jewish power is that historically Jews have had very little influence or control or over even their own fate. There is a difference between cultivating the resilience, discipline, and drive necessary to survive adversity and lusting after power over others. The pogroms of the 19th century and the genocide of the Holocaust in the 20th century are just two tragic reminders from recent history of the powerlessness that Jews ultimately have experienced at the hands of despotic and murderous regimes. Jews are not monolithic. They do not act as one to advance a particular unified agenda. Their interests are diverse as of their identities. Really? Right. Listen, if that was true that the Jews had no anything, no power, then why do y'all run everything? Huh? Why do y'all control everything? Why haven't y'all got all these books destroyed? Why is that? Tell me that. Why haven't y'all destroyed those stuff? Why haven't y'all destroyed all those pamphlets? You guys own everything. So you want to play victim and be rich at the same time when people say y'all own everything. The Rothschilds own the banking industry. That's basically the World Bank. That's everybody's money. They own the politics. They own everything. Kyrie Irving was falsely accused of anti-Semitism when they are not the Semitic people. Okay? And nobody hates the Jews. Nobody hates the Jews at all. We just don't like the way how you guys push things to your space, how you push things with your agenda, but when it comes to us as black Americans or black people worldwide, you guys turn a blind eye to us being desecrated. And I have a problem with that. So that's what I'm saying. You know, that I read right there, they're trying to make it like it's a myth. No, it's the truth. You guys have lied to the public and made the public believe they don't know what the hell they talking about. Right? 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 Like in sports, you guys run it. You guys run the media and that, right? You see, I like to paint a picture before I speak. For years, for millennia, for decades, we've been lied to as people. And it's time for us to stop being lied to. And this is sad how they treat us. So, since they say they don't run baking, right? This is crazy. The history of investment banking in the USA, Jewish investment bankers. Leonard L. Abbess, CEO of the City National Bank of Florida. Bill Ackman, hedge fund manager and investor, founder of Pershing Square Capital Management, and co-founder of Investment from Gotham Partners. Les Alexander, former owner of the Houston Rockets. Sergey Aleynikov, founder of financial consulting from Omnibius. Bill, Peter, Susan, and Ted Alfond, investors, members of the Alfond family. You know, you have plenty of these people. I just did a thing on my page where 17 rabbis, a video they still haven't monetized yet because they don't want it to get out there. 17 rabbis. Y'all remember that, right? 17 rabbis arrested in New Jersey. They were trafficking human organs, baby parts, and money laundering. You understand? In New Jersey. So that's something they don't bring up, do they? And this was an old story. This was a long time ago. So, you know, this was an old story. But they don't want that to get out there. That's why they didn't tell you about it. They brought it up just now just to show you that, man, this story's old. So the most important thing I leave you with is to do your history, do your homework. Whatever they tell you is anti-Semitic, don't believe them. Go do your own research. Do your own research. Trying to see if I can find this one audio for y'all. Hold on.
anti-Semitic. Many of the things that I've read about you, and you've made it mention a couple of times about the Jews and everything, and I'm wondering if you are personally anti-Semitic.
No. How can I be anti-Semitic? I cannot be anti-Semitic if I know where I come from. When the Arabs are half the Muslim world is Semitic. If I was anti-Semitic, I'd be anti-Arab and anti-everything else. No, I think that in this country, there is one mistake that the Jews make. They put themselves in a position where whenever anybody gives an objective analysis of the role that they play, they defend themselves by accusing you of being anti-Semitic. And a Negro is not anti-Semitic when he says that the man who's exploiting him in his community is white, because it is a white man who owns all the stores. Now, is it an accident that these whites who own these stores are Jewish? If it's an accident, then the fact that he says the Jew on the corner is exploiting me isn't an anti-Semitic statement. It's just more descriptive of the man who's exploiting him.
Y'all understand what he said, right? That's the truth. That's the God honest truth. They get mad when you expose them to the reality of what they are. They don't want to tell you that though, right? They don't want to tell you that at all. And that's what they do. That's what they do. That's what they do. Trying to find that other video. Hold on. Let's see. I can't find it right now, but they're gonna basically be pressing charges against Brooklyn Nets for what they did to Kyrie wrongfully, and rightfully so to do that. So thank you guys for listening. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share this. Hit the notification bell to select all to receive upcoming notifications. If you love what you hear, sorry about that. You can donate to the page by going to the link to my Cashapp. Donate whatever your heart's desire. You guys can super chat, leave a super thanks. You guys have a good day. I'm out. Deezy.